When it comes to gaining self-confidence, the first thing you need to remember is to stop needing other people's approval. Everyone wants to be validated, and everyone hopes that their hard work is noticed. But not everyone feels the need to be people-pleasing. A lot of things that we do subconsciously scream, pay more attention to me and what I've done, rather than simply, look, this is who I am. Is that you? An example is, think of the one person in your life who seems to get the most approval. What are they like? How do they behave? What things do they do and what things do they seek out for? They're probably very direct, straightforward, candid, most likely very confident individuals. But notice that they also don't seem to care much about their approval. They don't seem to be at all concerned about it, given their schedule or even their personality. I find it so ironic that people who seek approval the least almost tend to receive it the most. And coincidentally, Jesus received the approval of many, but he didn't care much about his approval. In fact, he didn't care to the point that he died over his own people not approving of him. Had Jesus worried about his approval, Jesus would have never made it to the cross. So you see, self-confidence and purpose are very interlinked. When you're lacking in self-confidence, it's very difficult for you to find your purpose. So that's the first thing. Stop chasing the need of approval. The second one is, you can't please everybody. So think of it this way. Humor me. Think about presidential elections. If a 56% vote is considered a landslide victory, imagine how many things people are divided over when it comes to even a single issue or a single vote. Think of how many issues are 50-50. So every time you give an opinion in the room, expect 50% of people to agree with you and expect 50% of people to not agree with you. If more do, then kudos to you. That's a landslide. And you can enjoy that. But I guarantee you there's been moments and times where opinions and ideas that you have had that even your closest friends and family members didn't agree with you on. And that's fine. Because remember, they can't do the vote for you. They can't make the thought for you. And they can't live your life for you. You can't please everybody. So the first one is stop chasing approval or the need for it. The second is understanding you can't please everyone. And finally, my last thought is focus not just on how much you've impressed people, but focus on how much you've impacted them. Forget the impression. Remember your impact. So whenever you're feeling insecure or having low self-confidence, a good idea to do or an activity to sort of emulate is think of a friend, a good friend who's always had your back, and write a letter to yourself as if you were that friend. I've done this many times when I felt low, maybe for my besties or for my brother or even bosses or professors whom I'm very close to. And I'll just write a letter to myself explaining how much I've meant to them and thus how much I've meant to this world. And in their perspective, the potential that I have. That helps me find my purpose. – Again, not just on how much you've impressed, but how much you've impacted. Don't forget your impact. So when it comes to finding self-confidence, stop chasing and needing other people's approval. Understand you can't please everyone, and remember your impact. God bless.